Revelation 1597. From the 4th of September 1940. Various revelations. Where is truth? Standing in the knowledge of truth, the human being will always do what is right, for his spirit will guide him correctly. The human being's thinking can certainly move into areas which have not yet been presented to his knowledge. However, in that case the human being will not persist in his opinion either. Instead he will have the feeling of not yet being able to give information and be cautious with his assertions. But in order to spread error, his will is too much turned towards truth, and this will protects him from speaking erroneously. A question may well remain unanswered, but it will soon find its solution through the Divine Spirit, which is now effective by guiding the human being's thinking correctly and suddenly gives him the power of realization to perceive the answer he received as truth, and he can now also defend it. The Divine Spirit does not allow the thinking of the truth-seeker to go astray in matters of dispute. Consequently, what people think can be said with full conviction, for the truth comes to the truth-seeker in the form of thoughts, and consequently every thought is correct as long as only God is called upon as the eternal truth if the human being is in doubt of his own accord. And that is enough for you to know that truth will always be where the Spirit from God can be effective, and the Spirit from God can only proclaim one truth. Consequently, contradictory teachings must originate from different givers. It must be examined purely factually which results agree with the pure, unadulterated teaching of Christ. Only these guarantee the fullest truthfulness. Where, however, divine strength, although desired, met with resistance in the form of existing teachings which were in opposition to the pure teaching of Christ, there man built himself a barrier to divine activity, and forces of opposing power now sought to fortify precisely these erroneous teachings, by attaching themselves to the will of the human being, who does not want to depart from the falsified teaching, and by influencing the human being erroneously, which, however, is only possible with people to whom the teaching they were previously given is more important than God himself. Anyone who trustingly hands himself over to God himself must have the truth in his spirit, and if God's revelations are conveyed to his fellow human beings unadulterated, they must agree in all details, for God, as the eternal truth, only ever gives his children the same truth, and deviating results are the product of the one who fights against the truth. For the adversary will always take care to spread error. He will leave no stone unturned to disguise the clear truth, and he succeeds best where he has already done preliminary work which has found favor. He will find a willing ear there. However, only the purest truth can be conveyed to people who have never paid attention to his work but only see God as their teacher, for they receive it from God's hand because they ask God himself for enlightenment in heartfelt prayer, and thus the Spirit from God can work in them directly. Amen.